I would say that the Toronto Peace Garden, dedicated by Pope John Paul II when I was still in municipal government, is a good place to talk about Canadian peacekeepers. Then the next topic is the so-called Green Line. Folklore has it that in Lebanon there was only a grease pencil that was green in color, or perhaps a crayon, or perhaps a magic marker, that was available to draw a line separating forces, and hence the term Green Line. Well, in Cyprus, it ain't a line. It is an area, or a demilitarized zone. Nobody calls it that. Or a buffer zone. People often call it that. It is everywhere between, a dozen feet in width to 8 miles in width. Here is my take of being in the Lauragina Pocket, one of the widest areas of the peacekeeping area buffer zone in Cyprus. Take a look. Dotted along the 180-kilometer buffer zone are observation posts, or OPs as the soldiers call them. All parties use them. The Turkish Cypriots watch the Greek Cypriots, and vice versa. The United Nations forces, in their observation posts, are in the middle. This is one of the UN's most southerly observation posts, and it lies about midway in the Green Line that runs east-west across the island. We're 25 miles from Nicosia in the Lauragina Pocket. About 500 meters in that direction are 4 Turkish Cypriot observation posts, and about a kilometer that way are 4 Greek Cypriot observation posts. 9 men staff this location. They're from 1 section, 4 platoon, rural company. They're on the island with the 1st Battalion of the Royal Canadian Regiment. The job here, 24 hours a day, is to watch, patrol, and look for any unusual movements or changes to the military status quo on either side.
We're manning the OP Paphos, Charlie 7-3, and our main concern here is making sure no incidents occur along this road, that vehicles aren't parked along the buffer zone, and that the 2 sides don't man any of their unmanned OPs or observation posts, and to report any unusual traffic movement or aircraft movement, and if any shots are fired, they'll report those in too.
Have shots been fired since you've been here?
Yes, first day on duty, I was back in Leader Platoon, and must have been around 9 o'clock at night, and bang, shot went off. Call that in. About 2 weeks ago, we had an explosion coming from the Turk side, which turned out to be a truck or something that blew up. That was pretty interesting because we're on top of the Leader Palace, and suddenly big explosions. The whole OP rattled, and no one knew quite what it was until the next day when the newspapers reported it.
Soldiers work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week for 2 weeks at a time. During the shift, 6 hours are spent in an observation post and the other 6 patrolling, carrying rifles with the loaded magazines removed and carried in the pouches on their belts. Canadian soldiers begin a foot patrol of the buffer zone that cuts through the center of the city of Nicosia.
Well, out of Irish Bridge, this section house, the patrol, we run 6 patrols a day. And a patrol out of here leaves, it's 2 men, and we're in radio contact with our command post. And we patrol south along the PDS River towards the heart of Nicosia. And we're just examining, we keep an eye on the observation posts and the defensive positions on both sides of the river, both Turkish force and Greek. And we make sure that they haven't changed their positions, they haven't improved them. If they wish to tear them down, that's fine. That's just the United Nations mandate is to maintain the status quo.
The Canadian contingent is also responsible for patrolling the buffer zone south and east of Nicosia. In this area, the zone is up to 7 kilometers wide. Because of the distance between observation posts, patrols are done by 4-wheel drive vehicle, and once a week the whole area is patrolled by armored personnel carrier. Life is a lot less tense in this part of the buffer zone. We're 15 kilometers southeast of Nicosia, and this road is only used by the UN to patrol. Although there are opposing forces all around us, they're a lot farther apart than in the city. This is also among the most productive agricultural land in Cyprus. Farmers come here under UN supervision to till their soil like any others. The one thing they have to worry about, though, is minefields. Allan Bonner in Nicosia, Cyprus.